Hi my Swooners, I hope you're having a great month, week or day and that positivity is coming your way. This past Saturday it was London's Pride and I went for the first time in a couple of years. Due to COVID and then last year I was on holiday when it was Pride, I wasn't able to go. But I went and I had a whale of a time. It was amazing, the music and seeing people and just the energy, it was a lot of fun. And I will show some clips that I took of the parade at the end and just the atmosphere and just everything because it was amazing. Now, now's the time to address the title. See, London Pride is right across, well, a part of London Pride is right across Waterstones. The biggest Waterstones. The biggest bookshop in Europe, I believe. And before I went home, I decided why not go in and check out the Pride selection. Yeah, and then I walked out with this. I honestly don't know how I spent that much money. I remember going in, looking, being like, this is so cute, oh my god, it's amazing. And then picking up one book and walking out with like 6. So I thought it'd be really fun to go through all of the books I bought at Waterstones. Now, some of them are LGBT and some are just books that have been on my TBR for a while and I just really wanted to read them. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first book is Love Nest. This is a yaoi about a man called Masato. Masato needs a quiet place to relax because his apartment is basically not soundproof and he can hear the kids upstairs running around and he just wants peace and quiet on his day off. He goes to his friend who says, hey, you can go to this apartment, only to find that an older gruffy man already lives there, and that's where the story begins. Now, I've never read this, and this is like my first time even reading any of the author's work because I've basically never, I just haven't heard of this. However, I am really looking forward to it because the concept and the plot does sound interesting, and I'm interested to see where this goes. It's the first volume. I don't know how many volumes there are, but I thought I'd give it a try. The next book I got was Bad Gays, which is basically a non-fiction book that explores and discusses all of the gay icons and queer icons throughout the centuries. I basically saw this book on Goodreads Awards 2023 and I loved the concept and I thought it was very interesting, but I've been putting it off buying it for a very long time. So when I saw it, I just thought, you know what, let me buy it and let me read it because it does sound good. I mean, I think it won its category in the end, so it must be like decent, you know. Then I also got a taste of Golden Iron, a book that I have read. I have a reading vlog on it. I absolutely loved it. And when I saw this cover that is currently, I believe, like sold out on lots of like platforms and stuff. Actually, it was sold out on Amazon. And when I saw it, I was like, I love the cover. I need a copy of this book because I actually don't have any copies of it, not even on Kindle. I read this book on Libby, which is a app where you can borrow from your local library, and I had to return it, so I haven't been able to reread it, but now I do and I have my own copy. So if you don't know what A Taste of Golden Iron is, a quick synopsis is you have a prince who generally has anxiety, and he's not in favor with his sister at the moment due to an incident, and he gets a new bodyguard. They have a special word for that, but they basically get a new the prince gets a new bodyguard, and a relationship ensues whilst they're also trying to figure out who is creating counterfeit money in their country, which is a big deal because it could basically ruin the economy. But in this book they explain all of that. I absolutely love this. I gave this book 5-star. It's definitely one of my favorite 2023 reads, so I'm so excited and so happy that I now have a physical copy to go in my library. Then I picked up Charlie, Love and Cliches. Now this book is on my July TBR, so that's why I picked it up, because I really wanted a paperback copy of it, because I feel like I'm just reading too much on my Kindle recently. Like, I feel like my eyes are getting strained, so I kind of want to break from screens as much. So I thought this would be like a cute little rom-com to read for the summer, and I'm hoping it doesn't disappoint. So the basic plot of this is you have Charlie, who works for her dad's company, and she really goes like the extra mile for her dad's company, but her dad doesn't really appreciate her. So she isn't surprised when her dad hires someone to manage her team, but she is surprised when that someone is a man. It's even worse because this is a man that she went out with years ago and didn't really get over, except he doesn't remember her like at all. Well, it doesn't seem like he remembers her at all. I'm very interested to see how this works out. Like I said, I love the author. They make very cute rom-coms, and I could do with a cute rom-com read. So then I got Gwen and Art Are Not in Love, which I didn't actually know about this book until I saw it in Waterstones. But the minute I read it, and the minute I read like the blurb, I said to myself, okay, I need this book in my life. I need this because this sounds amazing. So it is a play on Camelot and Gwen, but with a twist. Basically, the twist is Gwen and Art, who she is betrothed to, are gay. So Gwen is in love with a female knight from her kingdom, and Art is in love with the stable boy, and it's basically them teaming up and trying to navigate this whole betrothal whilst also being in love with somebody else. I'm just very interested to see where this goes. I've seen a couple of people read this, or rather, like, it's really funny because after I bought it, I started seeing more and more people reading it. Like, I think Fictional Fates had this on his Instagram at one point. So I was like, well, clearly people are talking about this book and loving it, so I'm glad I got it. So I'm definitely excited to read this, and I think I'll read it in the month of August because, yeah, it just sounds really cool and I really want to know what happens. Then another book I bought was Monica Murphy's I'll Always Be With You. Now, whilst this, again, there was 2 books in the entire pile that aren't LGBT, and this is one of them, and Charlie, Love and Cliches is the other. But I bought this one because this is also on... Oh, I thought that was a sticker. Sorry, I just realized that this is not a sticker. They actually put that on the ting. They put this on the book. I actually despise this. Ugh. I hate when they do this. Why would you do that? We know she's the author of A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime. If you don't know she's the author of A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, go on Goodreads. You'll see it there. Anyway, moving on. It's even in the back. Look, they have it here. Why is it there and there? If you are unsure if she is the author of A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, you can see it literally right at the back along with the other books in the series. Why is this needed? Anyway, I didn't even realize I was on a high from Pride. I'm guessing like the energy was in the air, the music was pumping, and I didn't even notice that. Anyway, I'll Always Be With You is, I think, like the 4th installment in the Lancaster Prep series. I actually really enjoyed this universe that Monica Murphy has created. There's some books that I didn't really like, and there's others that I loved. I will definitely do a video on it in the future to discuss which books I adored and which ones were just a little bit meh. But I'm very interested in reading this because I actually didn't know that this had come out, and it just really sounds interesting. So you have one of the daughters of the Lancaster family going to Lancaster Prep, and all she wants to do is ballet, and she meets West, who's arrogant and over romance builds. Generally, like I said, I enjoy Monica Murphy's writing and I enjoy the universe that she has built. So I'm interested to see this one I didn't read the last 2 just because they weren't really interesting for me. I thought I think I read Things I Wanted to Say, and that was the one that was a little bit meh for me. And I didn't read Promises When We Meant to Keep because I actually didn't like the heroine or the hero. I didn't care, so I just didn't read it. And I'm starting to do this new thing where if I don't care about either of the characters, I'm not going to torture myself to read the book. I'm just going to skip it. So I'm interested to see if I will like any of the characters in this. I have a feeling I will. And again, a good summer read. I have I'm hopefully going to read it in the month of July. I just have a feeling like this will be great to read in the summer on a good day in a park and just soak it all up. Last but not least, I got a book that I mentioned in my January Swoon-worthy releases. It's either January or February Swoon-worthy releases, and that is Glitterland by Alexis Hall. I love Alexis Hall's writing and her storytelling abilities. I was very interested in reading this. I don't know why I didn't get a copy, but when I saw it, I was like, that was on my TBR anyway, so I picked it up. The synopsis is basically you have Ash Winters, who is basically a literary genius who's kind of washed up now, and he has a lot of anxiety about that. He has a lot of anxiety and depression about that as well, like mainly depression from what I gathered. Like he's very depressed about the fact that he fears that he's washed up. Then he comes across Darian, who is flashy and loud, and there's a connection, and it's all about Alex basically overcoming his depression and falling in love at the same time and navigating that. It just sounded really interesting, and Alexis has this brilliant way of actually talking about mental health and discussing it in detail. Like I remember in Boyfriend Material, I forgot the name, but one of the heroes had really bad anxiety, and she really went into that and explored it and talked about it, which I loved. I thought that was so interesting to read, and I loved him navigating that as well. So that is the last book that I bought. I'm very happy with the books I purchased. Yes, I spent a lot of money, but I had a great time, and I'll show some clips at the end, but it was great. I always love going. The vibe was great. People were so happy and smiley, and yeah, it was just the vibe. Like honestly, I love going to Pride. So I had basically a great day, and I thought I'd just show you all the books that I bought in a moment of madness at Pride. Anyway, I will see you next week for another Timeless Swoons video. Bye!
disconnection, love disconnection, love disconnection. Only you can turn me on. Show me direction, show me direction, show me direction. Only you can show me now. Love disconnection, love disconnection, love disconnection. Only you can turn me on. Show me direction, show me direction, show me direction. Only you can show me now.